Boom, 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 boom. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to some me time. This week I'm bringing you a odd little game. Some of you may have played it, most of you, I imagine, probably have not. Did I already mention it was called Notrium? It's on the screen, you can probably tell. This is a little free game. You could find it if you looked it up on the internet, and then you can download it and play it. And I don't know where I first found it. I imagine it was the full game in a much earlier state was released on one of the many gaming magazines I've had the fortune to read, and they come with demo discs and you get stuff. But it's kind of weird. It's not weird. It's a survival-y sort of game. 2D sort of view. The controls take a little while to get used to, and you'll die a lot, like all the time. Okay, there are 4 races. I don't know how to play the 4th, so don't even ask, because I'm from back. I played this game back when the 4th class didn't exist. You can be a human. They die if they run out of food, or if they run out of health. Well, technically they just start losing health when they run out of food, but you get the idea. They're fairly standard. Aliens can't use tools, use food a lot faster, but essentially don't use their battery at all, because they can't equip anything that's really going to utilize it. And they start with a very, very powerful attack, as well as increased move speed and, you know, wonderful things like that. They're an alien. They maul things, as you can probably tell from the image on screen. And then there's the android. This is my personal preference. You got the best health. You don't need to eat food. However, instead of consuming food, you consume energy constantly. You, of course, have the biggest battery to compensate, and you can extend the lifespan of your battery, but they're a lot more dependent on specific types of equipment and finding the right sort of supplies, and you'll see what I mean when we actually get into the game and stop this little intro. So they've got difficulties with maintaining health and maintaining battery, but of course you don't have to worry about dealing with getting and producing food. However, you also want to be making sure you don't use equipment that also drain your battery, because you're already doing that yourself. The android probably has, I'm not going to say the hardest time of it. They've got a harder time of it than a human does, but at the same time they've got an easier time because they don't have to worry about finding food that is actually edible. It's not usually a problem, but nothing in this game is infinite. You will run out of supplies if you take too long to finish. You do that as a human or an alien, it can take a very long time to find food. It's just that simple. The best course then is, of course, to eat the alien lives that you will encounter. Yes, alien lives. Not life forms, lives. Just cause. Lastly, there is a psionic race, which apparently are completely different. They drain food slower, they cannot carry items, which I can't understand how that would work. They die quicker, they slowly recharge energy, and lose health if energy is drained completely. Like, I'll show you the mechanics when we get in game, but I can't understand how a psionic would work, and there is a specific tutorial for them, which kinda throws out there just how different they are. So, I'm gonna be an android, and I'll probably die. But if I don't die too quickly, you'll only see the android. If I die quickly, I'll show you something else. Generating new game. You are a robot stationed on an Explorer spacecraft. You are a living machine, only your skin is of organic origin. Your job on the ship is to maintain the warp engines, but you crave for a chance to use your built-in fighting skills to use your built-in... On a routine mission mapping the Notrium system, your crewmates suddenly find signs of life on one of the planets. Finding new life forms is extremely rare, and the captain quickly takes the ship in orbit around the second planet. He finds signs of plant life, animals, and ancient destroyed buildings, a lost civilization. Suddenly, a volley of missiles appears out of nowhere. Your crew is ordered to the escape pods just before huge explosions ripple your ship to pieces. I would probably go with rip your ship to pieces, but I didn't write the dialogue. You steer your escape pod toward the planet's surface, but more missiles approach you. And that's all the cutscenes you're probably going to encounter. The rest of the story is in logs like this, which will occur when you find specific items, which will explain what you can do with them. Not everything, but some things. Or they'll explain what's happened recently, which is usually your journal, which is updated every night. I managed to get to the escape pods just in time before the missiles hit. The pod's computer warned me of several incoming missiles. The only way to survive is to crash on the planet. I estimate the pod can take about 4 direct hits. This is the... this never used to exist. Back in my day. And mostly consists of a... it's very simple. I'm just gonna go around the planet, just because I can. The escape pod is captured by the gravitational pull of the planet, and you start to descend safe from the missile's reach. But your damaged pod is malfunctioning. Yes, I deliberately took no hits to show you that no matter what you do, your pod is damaged. A number of warning lights appear on the computer screens. A flaming ball, you plunge from the green morning sky, leaving a large crater on impact. It's not that big. You've survived the crash and attack, but the pod has been heavily damaged. The computer power lines have been leaking burning fuel, and the only way to open the exit hatch below you is to put out the fires. There is an extinguisher at the other end of the pod, but you must avoid the fires from the computers. Once you reach the extinguisher, right-click it to pick it up. So I'm this guy. You can probably see him rotating. And you can probably see my targeting reticle. It's not that important. Okay, we have a fire extinguisher. We can mouse wheel it out. You put out the fire with your extinguisher. You scavenge a broken subspace radio. Yeah, if you want to read it, pause the video and read it. Put out this fire. You get a battery charger chip. I think you also got a fuel. Something. Extinguisher away! You scavenge an item from the wreckage of the computer, a food generator chip. We won't need that. We're an android. We don't eat. I have crash-landed on an alien world with few supplies, and with no knowledge of who shot the ship down. As I am writing this, I have just crawled out of the escape pod that saved my life. I have charged my power supply from the pod's emergency lighting system, but I estimate I will run out of power in a day. I must find a way to recharge my batteries on this hostile world before I start losing my health. Right-click anything you find to use it. I have only my bare hands to defend myself, in case I run into any hostilities. I should try and get a weapon as quickly as possible. I can't heal myself through conventional means, and I should try to build some sort of repair unit. A battery combined with a computer unit should give me a repair unit. So now we're here, and there's fires, and there's temperature down here. If you stand in the fire, you burn. I know what I'm doing, so I'm going to move this rock, and underneath the rock there is a small computer unit inside. This is very good news, as you combine it with a subspace radio. Now we go out here, we switch out. Wow. Items are spawning where free stuff. Normally there's very, very little in this house. You find a long metal rod made of some unknown alloy. You think it useful as a melee weapon, but you realize it would be better at beating the aliens with straws. The rod could perhaps serve as an improvised antenna. You saw how long that was lying on the ground. That was a good 2 meters. What sort of antennae... it's kind of insane. You could also combine it with a powered particle accelerator to make a makeshift shotgun. You would only need bullets for it after that. Hey dude! Bark, bark, bark. You broke me roof! Punch. Punch, punch. You can't get out. No, no. Punch, punch, punch. Combat, particularly melee combat, I find incredibly frustrating. Pebbles. Particle shotgun bullets. You can also throw them. Day 502. I have made a teensy bitsy home in the middle of this foul jungle. I will be safe from those tiny claws and big guns inside my 4 solid walls. I shall keep the key. If the sergeant comes for me, I say no, no, no. I'm not going back. I broke the pistol just outside. Now if they come, I cannot protect myself, but they won't find my secret. I hid the computer unit under a rock in my rock room. But even I can't remember which. It's kind of obvious. It's the one that stands out. Okay. Inventory. We have a flashlight. We avoid using that because it's a flashlight, okay? Battery extension. Could extend your maximum battery power. Let's see what we can combine it with. Nothing. Okay, didn't think so. And use, because why would you not? Subspace radio. This one's kind of broken. How about we combine it with a computer unit? And a long metal rod. Ta-da! We have a modded subspace radio. That is an item scanner. It will detect items on the minimap for my personal convenience. I also have a single repair unit. Fire extinguisher is useless. We can drop that. All of it. The rest is fairly bland, and we want to keep our hands on it for now. Weight is kind of important, so we open the door. That's food. It's edible. I can't eat it, because I am a robot. Falcon Punch, small blue alien corpse. Also food. Not interested. That thing is blue and a plant. You find a strange blue plant that sparkles with electricity. It is impossible to determine whether the plant uses the electrical current as a means of self-defense, or does it use it to capture its prey, or perhaps both. You could probably simply plug the plant into your battery to recharge it. This process would definitely destroy the plant, so be careful not to waste them. They're essentially power pickups. That's a health plant, less useful because I can't heal from it. Battery, pebbles, battery, fuel converter. So, as you've probably guessed, this game contains a lot of find and put together, and fuel converters are kinda big on that. Now we just need some fuel cells. Now if I hit Q, you'll see on the minimap down in the bottom right that it's covered in things. Somewhere. Ah! Hate when it's under a tree. It's always in this location, is the pistol chassis. An old Marine's pistol, but they haven't... Why is that word hard for me? I don't know. You recognize this as an old Marine's pistol, but they haven't been used in ages. See, that doesn't make sense. English is not so good. Long replaced by laser pistols. Oh, right. People don't use pistols. On the plus side, if you're able to find the bullets for it, you would have a weapon that would use no energy at all to fire. What's that? Ice pack. Insulating bag and get a chill. It appears to be made by some company called Vilcorp. You wonder who they are. It's amazing the ice pack managed to survive the crash intact. Sturdy construction of the bag. Using these in hotter regions or to cool off quickly will certainly be very useful to you. I would pick up that. It's a replicator cell. It kind of makes cool things. However, it can only make food. Computer unit. Medpack. Useless to me. And I will flashlight. I said that this was a bad idea and I would avoid using it, but apparently that's not going to be a thing. Mostly, early on you want to be avoiding combat. Battery. A superb secondary source of energy. See, only the android can use batteries like that. Bullets will work great with your pistol. I don't have a pistol. There's something else here, but I can't see where it is. Aha! Items can sometimes spawn on environment. Ether. Ether's weird. I'll show you why it's weird. You can use it to make a heat pack if you combine it with an ice pack, which is just boring. You can use it near a food generator to create food, which is apparently bland and tasteless. But it's food. Food keeps you alive. You can also use it to turn bullets into sniper rifle bullets, but you have to do it on a one-at-a-time basis, which, I'ma be honest, really sucks. Day 2. It is my second day here, and I realize I might be able to extend my energy supply if I could just build a battery expansion. A long metal rod for a conductor and perhaps a demagnetizer. I could assemble a battery extension. I could also make a force field generator with or a stasis field from a computer chip and force field generator, which heals you, and I think that's all it does. But you can't fire weapons from within. You can also build a laser turret with motion detectors, long metal rods, and an assembled laser pistol. Laser turrets are kinda cool. They shoot lasers at things and don't use any of your own power to do it. I need some blues. Where are some blues? Bing. And bing. A fuel cell from your ship. They contain radioactive materials. Fortunately, they are well shielded against damage, and the planet's surface indeed isn't too badly radiated. Your ship has had a lot of fuel cells for its engines, but it's difficult to get much energy from the cells without a huge reactor. There are smaller devices, however. A handheld fuel converter can utilize a fuel cell to produce a small electrical current. If you can somehow make a battery generator, you can charge your batteries by using a fuel cell near the generator. We'll have one of those in just a moment. Get away from me, alien. More fuel cells. More blues. It is very convenient, like extremely convenient, that this map, or this game, has a line on the map of Wave Bean. And it includes everywhere. Like, you can leave a zone and come back in, and it will still remember. Your path shall not be forgotten. This is, like I said, very useful because sooner or later you're going to find a zone that you want to keep going back to, and you're gonna want to explore all of it. Like, I am collecting all the supplies at the starting location because it's simply the smartest thing to do. More ether. Delicious. That is a specimen container, which, as far as I can tell, can only be combined with one thing, and that is the food replicator cell, which I've already discussed the pointlessness of as a robot man. What is down here? A computer unit. Okay. I think we have exhausted the resources of this area. So, now, following my standard tradition on how I play the game, I'm going to set up base camp in the house. Because it's a house. It's got my escape pod in it, which is one of the means. There are multiple means of getting off the planet, because that is the eventual goal. Okay, so now we have an energy unit. We can make a... Apparently we can't make an anything. How about if I... Aha! I didn't need to put a fuel cell in it to make a battery charger. Use it or drop it to deploy it. This is so important. I can't stress that. You cannot eat, so I can't eat the blue alien corpse. So let's put it on the ground. Anything I can make with the pistol? Not yet. We've already discovered we don't need that. We could make repair units from the batteries. However, I'd rather keep the batteries for now. Specimen. That's a lot of figuring out what can be made. Bullets really can only be used for two things. Guns or being made into sniper bullets. Sniper bullets are much better, but like I said, you make them one at a time. So now I have one sniper bullet. We'll see if I actually manage to get a sniper pistol, although it isn't that hard. Long metal rod. Okay, I think that's everything worth mentioning. So for now, we are going to D to drop, and we've got that. So if I use one of the large fuel cells, it will fully charge my batteries. However, it will consume the large fuel cell. Enough of this zone, let's go meet somewhere new. And work on making a weapon. Walk to the edge of the map, go to the next zone. As you enter this area, you immediately notice how barren it is. There are no signs of aliens here, but the ground is littered with crawler tracks. Your research shows that the area is where the planetary defense is located. There are exactly 2 huge robots here that need to be dealt with if you intend to leave the planet. So if you intend to leave, you gotta do the boss fight. I don't want to be here. This is the missile base. Now, it's a nice enough place, to be sure. But I'm not ready for it. I don't have a gun to do a boss fight. There are, as I understand, a number of boss fights. Ooh, yay, this place. This area teems with life. It is a true Eden. Trees have a faint glow here and the air seems rich. Your breathing comes easier. Yeah, I'm a robot and I breathe. And every drop of rain that lands on you seems to heal a minor wound. Remnants of a civilization can be seen scattered along the landscape. Strange spheres that reflect the Notrium sky. Your mind can only wonder what happened here. I can tell you not what happened here, but I can tell you that the rain heals me, and there are bugs that want to kill me in this place. This is not the safest of locales. However, it heals you. Replicator cell, boring. Fuel celly thing. One criticism I would have, I do have, is that it's oh, Jesus, worm. And the rain doesn't heal me because I'm a robot. That's just sad and frustrating. One criticism that I have is that it's not always clear. Oh god, that's not good. Let's leave. Day 3. We were created as slaves for the fleshy. Sometimes hard to tell the difference between an item on the ground and an item you can pick up and use. I'm running out of batteries too. This is all going to bad. Don't want to use my batteries yet. Get that for a boost so that I don't completely die on the way back to base camp. Get inside, close the door, stand over here, hit I, and use. And then we'll use a repair unit as well. That didn't use the repair unit at all, did it? Oh, select his weapon. Right. Y key to repair his android. Let's go elsewhere. Still on the quest to find a weapon. Hardest step in this. Finding a gun that you can use. Large number of old ships and alien artifacts here in this jungle area. Might be the best space to find a warp coil. Warp coils can be used for cool stuff. One of the escape methods is to call in for backup, essentially, with a completely fixed subspace radio, not just a partially fixed one which acts as a radar. Unfortunately, completely fixing it makes it not act as a radar. I'm not so much looking for the warp coil as I'm looking for one of those. Hello, particle accelerator. So, now that I've got it, I can power it. Now that I have got it powered, we can make a shotgun! We could have also made a pistol, but pistols are bad. And sniper pistols are horrible because... You see where I am? If I fired a sniper pistol up, I would end up about here. Just from recoil. He says he's got innate fighting abilities, but I'm yet to encounter them. Another particle accelerator. It's not powered yet, but it's what we find. Keep heading this way. Brown alien. Really? Well, at least it provides large recoil to enemy and not large recoil to me. What do we have? We have a ration. Not very useful. Brown aliens are the harder to kill. I'm out of pebbles, aren't I? Not sure what I just did, but I did it. I don't have a repair unit. We're gonna have to make some stuff. A star chart. Oh. You can combine it with a modded subspace radio to make a navigation system for your escape pod. See, you can repair the escape pod and fly away, or you can call for people to come and pick you up. Those are the two finishes that I know of, and there's so much to do in this game that I really cannot detail it all in the time that I have available to me. Or rather, in the time that you have available to you. Really want to... Oh, it's broken now, huh? I really want to not die, but that's gonna happen sooner or later. Since I picked it up, I'm yet to actually finish the game again. I have done 2 finishes in the past, but I was never overly spectacular at it, let's be honest. Oh, new subspace radio. Delicious. There's so much of this game, and if you like this sort of survival-y genre with a neat story that... Like, I haven't survived to see the end of the... Even back in the time when I played it a lot, hadn't survived to see the end of the diaries. Because there's a point at which it's gone on so long that your person just stops writing. There's nothing more he can say. My brother made it to that point. And he did that as an alien, which I was rather impressed with. And even then, he hadn't experienced half of what the game had, because, of course, he hadn't acquired any endings, and had only played as one particular class, which used a very specific playstyle, warp coil. You can use it to repair your subspace radio, or you can use it to make a propulsion system for the escape pod. Heck, I've got the equipment now to effectively finish the game. I wouldn't want to finish the game yet, but I could. I've got most of what I need, I think, to leave. I'd need to fix up my new subspace radio, because I like having the one that I've got. I'd need to find a place that I can launch from. That's the tricky part. And attach all the various systems that I can create to the escape pod, kill the robots, which would be hard, but I reckon we'd be able to pull it off, because I've done it before, I can do it again. They're fairly easy if you know what you're doing. And then it would just be a matter of skedaddling out of here, finding the launch pad and leaving. But wouldn't that experience leave you largely unfulfilled, knowing that there were so many more ways that you could have lived? Replayability. This game has much of it. It's kind of fun. Check it out. It's free. Nothing is stopping you. Thank you all for watching me muck around and advertise a game for basically half an hour now. Like I said, thank you for watching, and good night. Oh, wait for it. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Wait for it. Bingo. You've met your untimely death. May you find in afterlife the peace that you never found on Notrium.